She was from Sweden, and she was leaving the country, and so we decided when she comes back in 2 weeks, we'll have this date. So I went to my friend, Raina, who's from Finland, who spoke Swedish, and I said, teach me something in Swedish to say to this woman. And then she told me this line, and for 2 weeks, I drilled that line. I was saying in my dreams, and, I spoke to her, and she came back, and I went to this restaurant, and she stood me up.
No.
And that was my first date.
Yes.
Now that's it. I don't remember her name. I don't remember the name of the restaurant.
But you remember
But I remember the line so good.
What is this? Do it.
The line is, Dina ögon är så vackra, which means your eyes are so beautiful. And that was it. So if you're watching, hey.
Laith.
So if you had an avatar and your date in the metaverse had an avatar, would you just go some fictional place in the metaverse?
Yeah, I guess you can go to places you can't afford. I meet a nice girl, I say, do you want to go to the Super Bowl, the first row? We go in the metaverse, cost me $14. Real life, we're not going.
Isn't that weird, though?
It's not, though, because I know a lot of disabled people who physically can't meet in person. I know people who are nonverbal who have been able to communicate online and have full conversations that they weren't able to have in real life. And I know people who have full relationships virtually because meeting physically is simply not an option, especially like with COVID these days.
But I just think there's something so different about talking to someone in real life and knowing and getting their vibe.
You get almost a bigger high off someone, say someone's talking to you and they hide a smile because they're nervous or you make them blush. I can go out for that. Like, I'm just on a high for weeks.
I've met women I've fallen in love with on apps. I met one woman who said, the opening line was, I'm very normal, but I like to be punched in the face.
Amazing. Was she a boxer?
No.
I've never walked up to a person in a bar, in an event, anyone, and said, hey, hi, I'm Laith.
It's terrifying.
I've done it in the gym, but I've never done it. I'm very afraid of asking someone out.
And what's the fear?
Unless I'm in a gym, because I have this confidence, like, okay, I can make it about working out, but...
I mean, I think dating is hard in general, and now I'm, like, old, so that's also
old?
hard.
You're not old. I could set you up tomorrow.
Great.
Yeah.
Should go ahead.
Work together on this? I feel like you could have some input, too.
Great, I'm in.
Wow.
Done.
As long as their first line isn't, can you have sex?
Is that really like a common?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like on dating apps, that's always the first line. I'm just like basically a doll, so that's weird.
The thing is that they also think that we're like happy snowflake angel babies, that like disabled people don't grow up. They don't think of us as actual adults.
Well, that's true too.
But there's also a whole genre of people that fetishize us.
That's worse.
That's worse.
Those are really
Much
bad.
worse.
And I get the volunteers who are like, I'll sleep with you. Like it's a charity thing. Like they think they'll do me a favor because all the mainstream depictions of disability are us having to be taken as charity to the prom or to a brothel or whatever. So it's nice to see you doing something different.
Yeah,
I can't because my mother will beat me with a slipper.
I think that my mom will give me slippers if I finally get married. Golden ones. Yeah, then I'd move out of her house. That's not, I don't live at home. I do.
Have you ever gotten close to getting married?
Yes, once. And then he decided he didn't want to get married because I was disabled.
What, he decided?
Oh.
Yes,
Did he just notice?
No, I know. I was like, where have you been? But yeah, he said if you were not in a wheelchair, I would give you a ring tomorrow.
But you gotta flip the script. It has to immediately be like that you always dodged a bullet with the people who rejected you.
That's hard though, when it's like your own person.
Why?
It's easier said than done.
Because
Right?
it's
I don't know. Am I lacking some gene that I should have?
No, I think that we're all very jealous of you right now.
I think
Also I feel that we live in, a society that is very judgmental. It's always like if you're going out on a date, the first thing, you're gonna make sure you look good. You make sure you're wearing your best thing. You go, you know what? I'm gonna skip a meal because I don't want my belly to stick out. Or you do all these things to look good. Do you feel the pressure to look better, to be more desirable, to do things and modify whatever you need to do?
No.
No.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, I think I can't change the way I look, but it's the first thing that anyone sees about me.
What would you change?
Well, I mean, I know now, like as a 20-year-old, I wanted to like walk. I wanted to look like everybody else. I wanted to be normal. As I got older, I started to like accept I can't change the fact that I'm disabled, and it's a part of me, and it's shaped who I am, and it's made me stronger. But like for years and years, I just wanted to be able to like walk and stand up. I mean, I think I still struggle with it. I mean, that internalized ableism is what I grew up with. I think I grew up wanting to like look like Britney Spears, and that, you know, wasn't gonna be the case, so.
Yeah. Why do people frown upon like plastic surgery and liposuction and all that stuff? Well, it's, you know, it's really, in a way, it's the same as working out and doing like physical, you know, body modification, you know? So why is it so taboo?
Confidence is probably the most essential key in it. I mean, I remember, you know, I'm a bigger guy, and I remember at one point I started doing Soul Cycle every fucking day. I was in like 5-6 classes a week, and I lost, you know, 15, 20 pounds, and I just happened to start dating more. And I was talking to my therapist after my ex-girlfriend broke up with me, and I was like, you know, and I gained some of the weight back, and I was like, when I was thinner, and my therapist, she was like, you were fat, then you lost 15 pounds, which still made you fat. You think that she was interested in you because you went from 245 to 227? It's confidence.
And confidence allows you to be humble and modest. You know what I mean? Because like those are the guys I'm attracted to. You see someone who's humble and not, you're just like, who is he? And then, but that comes from having the confidence to just sit and do your thing.
Yeah.
And be yourself. So I guess that, because you're right, there's nothing wrong with plastic surgery.
But isn't that the thing? Like we're aiming for a thing that doesn't exist, right? Perfection isn't the thing,
Right.
like so we're aiming for this mythological thing that society has told us is perfect. Like so we're modifying to get to this level that isn't real.
Yeah.
So I think that's the part that I worry about with plastic surgery is like, what are you aiming for? Like, if it's for you to feel better, go for it. 100% go for it.
Yeah.
But if it's for you to realize a societal height, then that's a problem.
Since we seek perfection in ourselves, should we expect to see perfection in the people we date?
No. No. My answer is no.
Okay, anyone want to chime in? Keep on going.
I love
That's
the
it, isn't it?
emphatic no on that.
We're not perfect people. We're not perfect as humans.
No, it's like why we like avant-garde theater or, you know, mime. We don't always like...
Do we?
Nobody likes mimes. They're terrible.
I agree. Keep going.
What, mimes? What do you say, mimes?
Mime. Mime is next. That was a very strong reaction. I agree with you.
No, I like the mime stuff.
Good.
Mine is funny.
Find me a
guys.
nice
Mine is-
mime.